Hey guys, welcome back. So today we want to talk about the PSA Sabre 10 one more time because I was reading the comments of our first video and there's some concerns out there about the gun not working, being undergassed, not as accurate as it's claimed, and all this other stuff. And so I wanted to do a quick follow-up video to show you that the gun I have is a 6.5 Creedmoor Sabre 10. It's the M110 clone. This is the billet gun, which has the angular cuts on the upper receiver, brass deflector, no forward assist, and then has the ambi controls over here on the right-hand side. So I've changed a few things since you saw it last. I do have a PRI gas buster, which is very close in appearance to the Knight's charging handle. And then I've replaced the rail covers with cap covers. And so I'm still looking for the right stock, and that could be one of those things that goes on forever. But yeah, so we're going to show you the gun working today. We're going to show you just using some cheap ball I picked up from Copper Custom. It's 25 bucks a box. And we're going to show you the gun running with that without a suppressor. And then we're going to shoot some more groups with it and just give you a quick update to the Sabre 10 M110 clone from PSA. A lot of folks ask me, how can I get involved in the firearms business in that particular community? And one of the best ways to do that is to become a gunsmith. Every gunsmith I know is just overbooked with work. It's a very good living. And so if you would like to become a gunsmith, you need to go to a gunsmithing school or become an apprentice for an existing gunsmith. But Modern Gun School is an accredited college that also works with veterans in the GI Bill, where you can go and get a degree from accredited college in gunsmithing and then go out and start your own gunsmithing business, which I think is a really great option. Again, throughout my entire life, gunsmiths have always been able to earn a really good living, assuming they have a really strong work ethic. So please check out Modern Gun School. I do have a link in the video description below. So one thing I did notice people talking about online was the fact that the gun might not run with metal magazines. This is an ASC magazine. This is the magazine that's been used in other videos on YouTube, and the gun has had problems. This is the magazine that would ship with the 30 cal, the 308 version of the rifle. This is a 6.5. PSA doesn't include this in the box. They include the PMag for a reason. It doesn't work with this ASC magazine. Now, people can say that that's a fault with the gun. I've just never had good luck with ASC magazines. They may or may not work. So it was not intended to be used with this magazine, which is why they don't ship it with this magazine. If you use it, you could run into problems. Why? Well, it's just like the 300 Blackout. We talked about that in a recent video, things I like to shoot. And the 300 Blackout, the difference between subsonic and supersonic bullets makes a difference in how the rounds stack in the magazine. Now, if you take a look at a 6.5 Creedmoor, which the knife is pointing to, or the dagger is pointing to now, you'll notice that it's a very narrow bullet. Okay, same basic profile in terms of the case. Matter of fact, you know, the head and stuff like that's going to be of a similar size. The biggest difference is going to be in this area of the case. Next to it is a 30 cal, and you can see that it's thicker. So this can cause stacking and feeding issues in some magazines. So it's probably best to use the magazine that the gun ships with. But in my opinion, PMags, Magpul magazines are an industry standard. There's no downside to using them other than this does look cooler, right? Because the Knight's rifles would have this look about them. I'm fine with using a PMag in the gun. So wanted to get that out of the way. Now in our video, I was using this PSR 7 from Griffin Armament, an outstanding suppressor. This is an over-the-barrel type suppressor. It's about as close as I'm ever going to get to an actual cat can. The actual Knight's Armament can on the real M110 would attach to a device right in front of the gas block. It would just clamp to that, so it would come over the entire barrel. This is the muzzle device with the Griffin. You got to have a .750 diameter barrel. Anything larger than that, this won't work with, but it'll work with smaller diameter barrels. And you can see that it kind of comes down, so the over the barrel part is right here. It's just a couple inches, okay? It just kind of comes back over the barrel a little bit. So it doesn't come all the way back like you would see on the Knights, which would be kind of cool, but there you go. So people were saying, well, these guns are wildly undergassed, and that they all are, and that the suppressor, the reason I was using it in the video is because I was trying to keep the gun running. That's not true. We zeroed the gun without the suppressor. I put the suppressor on. If you watch the channel, every single gun I can, I suppress it. Why? Because in precision guns, I've noticed it helps to settle the groups down a little bit, gives me a little bit more consistency, and I like suppressing guns because I don't want to ring my ears any more than I can. Even hearing protection is right at the cusp of protecting your ears. They're not foolproof. So if you can suppress it and wear ears, you're doing more to preserve your hearing than just using ears without a silencer. All right? So it does have an adjustable gas block. So I have the gas turned way down to run it with the can. Now I haven't messed with the gas settings whatsoever. I've just unscrewed the PSR 7 suppressor from the gun. This is some of the Aguila stuff that I picked up from Copper. I'm going to load 10 rounds in because I'm not going to shoot 20 rounds through my barrel. I don't want to do that to a precision rifle. But I will shoot 10 rounds really quick without a suppressor to show you this gun runs just fine and has very good consistent ejection. All right. It is raining out there today, folks. Got Mr. Challenge target at 150, and let's just shoot him in the face. Gun works fine. The ammunition's wildly inaccurate, but the gun works just fine. All right, so let's take a look at every single group we've shot this afternoon, including some just screwing around groups with some loose match ammunition. All right, we'll start off up here. This is some of the SIG match ammunition, 140 grain. Just picked this stuff up to try it in the rifle. They crimp in a weird way with this square crimp, but still, even then, this 3-shot group gave us 0.755 MOA. All right, over here, I thought I was pushing that down. Over here, another 3-shot group. This morning, this is Hornady, and 140 grain, 0.533 MOA for a 3-shot group. We load up some different ammo. This is Sako, 136 grain, 3-shot group, 0.687 MOA. Coming down here, this is some Hornady 143 grain hunting ammo, and this is, I only had 3 rounds left. I got to pick some more up. But this 3-shot group with hunting ammo, it's not really match ammo, gave us 1.1 MOA. All right, let me come down here. And these are our 5-shot groups. So over here, it's not labeled what ammunition we're using. This is just some loose match. But even then, we have a 5-shot group right here, 1.15 MOA. Over here, 5-shot group, 1.2 MOA. All right, so it's hovering at 1 MOA with non-specific match. All right. Over here, we have Hornady, 140 grain, 5-shot group. Jason shot this one, 0.779 MOA. All right, nice tight group. Sako, the thing just loves this Sako ammo. I need to get more of this stuff. 136 grain Sako, 5-shot group. Jason fired this one, 0.559 MOA. And then the next group that he shot right after that one, Sako 136, 0.672 MOA, 5-shot group. So, the gun works without a suppressor. The gun is sub-minute capable with 5-shot groups, as we talked about. And the gun does not work with the magazine it does not ship with. This magazine does ship with the 30 cal, the 308, but it does not ship with this rifle. It ships with a PMag, and that's because it works with a PMag. So now, could that be a fault of the magazine, the gun? I don't know. As I've said, ASC magazines aren't something I typically buy. I bought one just for this video because I just wanted to show it, but that is not what you want to run with the gun. So, gun functions fine, gun shoots fine, works with and without a suppressor, and it costs $1,400. And I've started to kit it out a little bit more, like an M110. I'll get the stock swapped out with either a PRS Gen 2, or if I'm really lucky, I'll find one of the clone M110 stocks eventually, and then I'll have my at-home M110. So is it an M110? No, it's not. Is it a clone? Loosely. Does it give you the same look and feel of shooting an M110? Yeah, I want to switch out this pistol grip to a Flat Dark Earth A2 style pistol grip as well, but you cannot beat the performance of this particular gun. Now, I can't say they all shoot as good as mine, but you can't beat the performance of this gun. I would say this probably shoots better than the CAC rifles, okay? Now, I know some of you CAC guys out there have them, you swear up and down, it puts them through the same hole. All I know is what I've read on the Sniper's Hide and other forums like that, where they talk about precision rifles. The M110 isn't necessarily universally loved. So this thing does shoot really well, far better than I expected to. And do I think it's worth the $1,400? Absolutely, but I talked about that in the last video. So this video is just to do an update, to talk about some of the comments, because I do read your comments. And I wanted to do an update to address those comments because it was not clear in our last video whether the gun worked with or without a suppressor. I said it did, but I didn't show it. Now I'm showing it. So anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. Again, we do read those comments. If you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms channel so we can continue to bring you content like this, consider becoming part of our Patreon family. There is a link in the video description below. Right here on YouTube, you got the join and thanks button underneath the video player you're watching right now. Mash either one of those, and you can support us right here on YouTube in the age of demonetization. Last but not least, please swing by, check out Copper Custom. Thank you for 15 years of support, and we'll talk to you guys soon.